Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo están ustedes? Let's take a look at what you're going to be doing for your first test in Spanish 1. So when you log into Apex and you get to your Spanish class, go ahead and open it up. Now, right now, you probably only see the very first unit on the road to learning Spanish. And most of you are kind of around like 1.3, maybe 1.4, and that's okay. But we do need to kind of keep moving. So let's take a look at what you can do to be the most successful on your first test. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to click on the diagnostic. After you click on the diagnostic, I want you to click on 1.6.1. And then that opens up another window. And there's 2 pages down here. So this one tells you the activity isn't graded, but it will help you prepare for the test. So I want you to make sure that you do that one. And it says, click on the icon, listen to the following audio clips, and decide what time of day it must be according to what the speaker says. So let's listen to this first clip.
Buenos días.
Okay, so I heard buenos dias. And I know that we're going to use buenos dias sometime before lunchtime, right? So I'm not going to use anything that would be PM because we're before lunch. So it's 8 o'clock a.m. So I'm going to go ahead and submit that. Now, this one says, listen to the following audio clip. Which of the following is an appropriate response? So I didn't quite hear that. So I'm going to replay it. Mucho gusto. Is that encantado? Encantada? Buenas tardes. Hola. Or me llamo? Well, I know that mucho gusto means that, like, pleased to meet you. Well, encantado means delighted. So I'm going to choose encantado. Which of the following means I'd like to introduce you to? I'm not sure. El gusto es mío. Te presento a. Te llamas. Encantado. Well, I may not know for certain that there's one of these that I'm really, really positive about. But I know that presento sounds like present. So maybe that's the one that I want to choose because that's a cognate. Remember, those cognates are the words that sound the same in English and Spanish and have similar meanings. So I'm going to go ahead and choose te presento. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. Who knows? ¿Cuánto blank la camiseta? I'm going to remember on this one that we had a written assignment that had this question on it, and I had to go back and look for the answer, and I remember that it's cuesta. Perdón. Which useful phrase completes the following sentence when asking someone to slow speech down? Perdón. Hable más blank, por favor. Despacio, gracias, nada, gusto. I know that despacio is probably the word that I'm going to use here because it means to slow down, speak slowly. Which of the following does not translate to no hay de qué? Don't mention it. It's nothing. Please, no problem. Well, even if I don't know what no hay de qué means, I know what don't mention it, it's nothing, and no problem mean in English, right? So I'm going to say please is the one that's kind of the outlier here. So that's kind of a giveaway, like you know the English words. So, Now, which of the following best describes the picture you see? Letra A. Tú eres un profesor de matemáticas. B. Ella es una amiga. C. Él es estudiante. D. Ella es profesora. There's nothing on this picture that indicates to me that this could be a girl. And in the Spanish language, whether it's right or wrong, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, everything defaults to the male pronoun. Every single thing in Spanish defaults to the male pronoun unless there is a group of all females. So again, whether that's right or wrong and what your opinion is on it, the grammatical rules of Spanish are that if there's one male in the group, and it doesn't matter if it's 10 females and one male, if it's 100 females and one male, if there's any males at all in the group, it defaults to masculine. So in this case, I'm going to rule out B and D because those both have feminine pronouns. So that leaves me with A and C. Tú eres un profesor de matemáticas, or C. Él es estudiante. Well, I see nothing that would indicate to me that there's anything to do with mathematics here. I also don't see anything indicating that this person is a teacher. So I'm going to go with letter C. Número 8. You don't understand what someone has said to you. What can you say? A. Habla español. B. No entiendo. C. Un poco. D. Hable. Take a minute and think about what you might say. If you chose no entiendo, you're correct. Número 9. How do you say a girl student in Spanish? A. Un estudiante. B. Un chico. C. Una chica. D. Una estudiante. But remember, we're talking about a student and we're talking about a female. So we're going to immediately rule out A and B because those are un. Un means masculine and it's singular. So now we're down to C and D. Una chica, una estudiante. A girl would be una chica. A girl student would be una estudiante. So let's go ahead and choose letra D. What is Marianne's age according to her driver's license? This number 7 is siete. So we need to find a word here that has siete. And it's 17, so it's 17. So we're going to choose letra A. So here we have done 10 questions together. And I'm going to autocomplete the rest. And so if you got 100% on a diagnostic, you could view your study plan and you wouldn't have anything recommended to go back and review. But let's say that you're not satisfied with that and you want to make sure that you know every single thing that might be on the test. So how am I going to do that if I've done the diagnostic and I'm 100% prepared, but I just don't feel like it? Let's go to On the Road to Learning Spanish, the wrap up. That's 1.5. And let's click on the review. So here is the review. and that's 1.5.1. It'll open, and you can do that before you take 1.5.2, your computer scored test. 1.5.3 is the test that Miss Kramer has for you. Now, you're going to click over here on this booklet, and it's going to show you all of the stuff that you've learned in this unit. Okay, so read through this. Know what it's saying. Know what you're being asked. Know your vocabulary. Know your numbers up to 31. That's how many months are in a week. And then at the very end, there isn't on this one. So at the very end, you might want to ask me if I have a study guide for you. And I might tell you that I do. But anyway, go back and do your review. Do the diagnostic, go do the review, and you're on the road to learning Spanish. Hasta luego. Hasta viernes.